Hello everyone, welcome to my class. Myself Janisha from Sciences of PU College, Vijaypur. So I'm dealing with economic subject. In the last episode, we have completed from part B, chapter 1, that is Indian economy on the eve of independence. So today we are going to deal with in the same section chapter 2 Indian economy 1950-1990. Dear students, before going to this class, we just revise the previous concepts. That is Indian economy on the eve of independence. In the eve of independence, that means pre-independence or colonial period. So how was about our Indian economic condition? That is in the field of agriculture, industry, GDP rate, employment. So that overall condition that is during the colonial period, so that we can discuss in the first chapter. And also we observed that we are well known for the agriculture, handicraft industries before advent of the colonial period in India. But when they came to India, means during the time of colonial period, so our handicraft industries completely declined and also agriculture sector completely failed. Along with that, industrial sector was neglected and completely our Indian economy will be neglected. So that we discussed in the previous chapter. And then today in this chapter we'll discuss about what was the condition of Indian economy after the independence, that is in between especially 1950 to 1990. And also after studying this chapter, you'll learn about these things from this lesson. First one, goals of 5-year plans. Know about the development policies in different sectors such as agriculture and industry from 1950 to 1990. And also learn to think about merits and limitations of a regulated economy. So these things we can learn after studying this chapter completely. Then students, let me move on. Introduction part. As we know that we got independence on 15th August 1947. So this is one of the greatest achievement of India, and we were masters of our own destiny, and also the British rule ended, that is some 200 years. And after the independence, some of the independent leaders of India, they had to decide what type of economic system in India will follow. So according to that, economic systems that will be divided into 3 ways. One is centrally planned economy or socialist economy. Second one is market economy or capitalist economy. And third one is mixed economy. So in these 3 types of economic system, so which we need to adopt in our country like India. So this is what the biggest question for the independent leaders of India. And also they finally came to know about, for India, which economic system is most suitable, either capitalist or socialist or mixed type. So like that they'll decided finally under the leadership of Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. So he sought an alternative to the extreme version of capitalism and socialism. And finally, they'll introduced regarding the socialist system in India. Because the socialist system, so it will helps to concentrate about the welfare of all, welfare of the society. And about capitalist economy. This capitalist economy here, it will not concentrate about all the people or society. It will concentrate only about few people. That is what capitalist economy or the market economy. And also the government intervention will be not there. So on the basis of price mechanisms, on the basis of demand and supply of an individual, all the market decisions will be takes place. And in mixed economy, so this is what coexistence of both the private or the market economy and also public or the centrally planned economy. But in socialist economy is not like that. Here we can observe that completely welfare of all, not a welfare of a few. That means welfare of socially and economically of the economically in all the people in the society. So this is what the motive of socialist economy. Under the leadership of Nehru, he decided that basically for the upliftment of India's economy, socially as well as economically, they finally decided about the adoption of socialist method in India. Basically, sympathizing with the socialist outlook, they found the answer in an economic system which in their view combined the best feature of socialism without its drawback. Because all other, that means capitalist economy or market economy and the mixed economy, in that they find out some of the drawbacks, they find out some best features in the socialism. In this view, India would be a socialist society with a strong public sector, but also with private property and democracy. The government would plan economy with the private sector being encouraged to be part of the plan effort. That means in the later on the stage, along with the public sector, they came to know about the importance of a private sector, and they'll plan they will plan economy with private sector. Also they encourage the part of a plan effort. And presently we are in mixed type of economic system. So India is one of the example for mixed type of economy. That means here both the public sector and private sector coexisted each other. And afterwards, the Industrial Policy Resolution of 1948 and the directive principles of the Indian Constitution reflected this outlook. So due to this socialism, so Industrial Policy Resolution 1948 and also directive principles of Indian economy, Indian Constitution also reflected. Finally, 1950, the Planning Commission was set up with the Prime Minister as its chairman. And afterwards, the era of 5-year plans had begun. So in this way, our Planning Commission also set up, and according to that Planning Commission, major goals will be, according to that Planning Commission, major objectives or the goals were also set up. Okay students, in the next episode we'll discuss about the goals of 5-year plans in detail. Thank you.